high where you can catch it and take off with it.
Remember, in the last 2 games last year, the Big 12 championship and then the BCS national championship, he had 4 interceptions and no touchdowns. Didn't help that Adrian Peterson just ran right into his hand as he was trying to throw that one. It's probably why Adrian Peterson's not in on passing down.
Doesn't know who to pick up, doesn't know who to block.
3rd and 15. White waits, scrambles, trying to find somebody open, and does! Kewan Jones down inside the 20. That's why Kewan Jones is in passing situations and Adrian Peterson isn't. On 3rd and 15, the Sooners get 25 and a first down.
Well, when White starts scrambling, Kewan Jones is going to go straight down the middle of the field. He stops there, and then he starts scrambling. Now watch Kewan Jones. Right down the middle of the field he goes.
3 wide receivers trot out to the left side here on a 1st and 10, 10th play of the drive at the Trojan 16. Sooners desperately needing not just a score, but a touchdown to get back in the game. Peterson broke 1 tackle, but not the second. Matt Leinart. Boy, those guys really know how to hit people. Leinart and Tutupu. It'll bring up 2nd down. Well, she can be anyone, and now she gets to be herself. Golden Globe nominee Jennifer Garner stars in a new season of Alias. 2-hour premiere event starts tomorrow at 9 Central. 8 Central, only on ABC. Follows Lost. And Jennifer, we understand, is a little bit under the weather in real life. If she's watching tonight, we hope she feels better. Maybe she's a Sooner fan. I don't know. 2nd down and 9. Clayton in motion. Draw play, Kewan Jones. Broke 1 tackle, skips down, and falls forward near the 10. Lawrence Jackson made the tackle. 4.5 minutes left in the half. Bob, is this 4-down territory? Remember, they don't have a kicker that's kicked a field goal. If
well,
they use the freshman.
That's true. But I think you got to get something out of this drive. If you would go for it on 4th down, and not get anything out of it, that would be another negative for your team. You need to get some points out of this drive.
Those numbers aren't too bad until you look all the way to the far right. Those 2 interceptions. One was when his receiver slipped, and the other one he just threw up a jump ball. 3rd down and 4. Big play for the Sooners here. The throw is low again, and a great hit put on by Justin Wyatt. And it's a loss of 2.
The Sooners are going through the motions. USC is attacking and making plays.
And they'll bring out the field goal unit following this play. That ball was partially tipped by Frosty Rucker.
Yeah, Bradley needs to get a block on the defensive back. Bradley misses the block, and Clayton gets creamed.
Garrett Hartley is a true freshman who has never attempted a collegiate field goal. This will be a 29-yard attempt from the right hash. The kick on the way, and didn't look like a freshman there. He knocked that thing through. So they do get something out of it. With 3:10 left in the half, Bob Stoops' team puts 3 on the board. But they're still in a big hole with 3:10 remaining in the first half of the 71st FedEx Orange Bowl. Score, USC 28, Oklahoma 10.
To let me know, should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. So you got to let me know, should I stay or should I go?
The 2005 GTO is coming.
Here, honey.
Thank you.
Good morning. Let's ticket.
Thank you.
Stay cool however you can. Make sure that you're... Call me when you get there.
I will.
Tired of waiting for your reward? With Thank You from Citi, you get great rewards that are easy to earn, easy to redeem. That's a card you can count on.
Tomorrow, the new episode everyone's been waiting for.
We're stranded on an island. No one's coming for us.
Nominated for a Golden Globe as the best drama series on television.
Stop lying to me. Tell me the truth.
And all new Lost. Tomorrow, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
You're watching the FedEx Orange Bowl on ABC Sports.
Got celebrities on hand. We've got Will Ferrell in the house. Of course, Shaquille O'Neal is holding court here as well. And Puff Daddy, if that wasn't enough, Pat Riley, Jerry Bruckheimer, Gary Sheffield, they're all here. But the man or the woman or the mouse that trumps them all, Mickey Mouse, all the way from the Pasadena Rose Bowl where he was the Grand Marshal. And the word on the street, guys, is Mickey Mouse has a huge announcement tonight. That's what my sources tell me, Brad.
All right, we're looking forward to that. I got a feeling he took the Disney jet over from the Rose Bowl. Don't you think?
I wonder who he's pulling for.
So a 68-yard drive in 13 plays. They would have loved to have gotten 7, but they got 3 out of that young fella. And in over 6 minutes, the field goal makes it 28-10. Reggie Bush backpedaling inside his own 5, waiting for the kick. A high kick at the 4 is Reggie Bush. Reggie's been bottled up pretty well tonight, and they'll do it again this time. Dropped at the 21-yard line. Well, earlier in the quarter, we asked you the Aflac trivia question. Here's what it was. Who holds the NCAA bowl game record for most touchdown passes in a single game? Fellas, who wants to go first?
You're leading. You got to go first.
I got a feeling maybe Chuck Long, who I mentioned earlier, was runner-up to Bo Jackson for the Heisman Trophy. That's my guess.
How can we catch up with you if you keep getting the things right?
I don't know if I'm right or not. We'll look after this play.
I like Chuck Long.
All right. Swanee, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm just going to say Danny Warfel. I just remember him having a big game at the Sugar Bowl.
That's a good point. You might have it. At the 21, Leinert's having a good game. 3 touchdowns already. This one dropped by Jarrett. Incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down. So our Aflac trivia answer after all year long. Aha! I recognize those colors. Chuck Long going to the end zone for the touchdown. And 6 touchdown passes against Texas in the Freedom Bowl. So there he is on the left. He wishes he could throw a couple touchdown passes in the remaining time of this first half. And hoping that the defense might give them another chance before halftime. 2nd down and 10. Toss to Bush with blockers in front. And now he's free. Reggie Bush across the 40. Down the sideline and all the way to the 40-yard line. In fact, they don't knock him out until he gets to the 35. You can bottle him up and bottle him up and bottle him up, and then this happens.
You'll get a 1, you'll get a 2, you'll get a 3, minus 4, maybe plus 4, and then you'll get a 35 on you or an 80 on you. This guy's got speed to burn. Little toss to the left.
He got some nice blocking, but watch him get through the hole.
That's Dominic Byrd that comes back in motion and knocks out the outside linebacker. And Dante Nicholson has trouble getting him down, and the middle linebacker finally gets him out.
First down at the 35. Trojans could do more damage before halftime. Inside handoff to Byrd, the tight end. Haven't seen much of that play. That got 2 or 3. Larry Burdine made the stop. So Byrd, who caught a touchdown pass, in fact had 2 passes for 50 yards on a drive that scored a touchdown, carries the ball that time.
And you know, there's only 2 starters returning from this USC offense this year. The quarterback and the right guard, Matua. And the offensive coordinator, which is probably as important as Matt Leinart. Because Norm Chow has done outstanding things, calling the right plays at the right times, not asking these players to do anything that they can't do.
2nd down Short 9. Leinart has time. Lofts it to Smith. He caught it. Touchdown. What a catch. Fourth touchdown pass for Matt Leinart in the first half. Boy, they used all of the field on that one. That smile says it all. Ryan Killeen for the point after. Up and good. Just when Oklahoma had gotten 3 points, Pete Carroll's Trojans stormed down the field. And 4 touchdowns already for Matt Leinart, ties an Orange Bowl record. Look at the catch by Smith with guys draped all over him. 35-10 Trojans.
Hell wants him.
What were those things?
They were after me.
Heaven won't take him.
It's personal, isn't it?
They don't like you, John.
Earth needs him.
Something's coming. I can feel it.
Keanu Reeves. Constantine. This film is not yet rated. It starts February 18th.
Drinks before lunch?
Water's fine for me.
Water for me too, but with lemon, please.
I'll have a Sam Adams, please.
Make that 2 Sam Adams.
Samuel Adams, always a good decision.
Hi, Jared here. You know, a McDonald's Big Mac has 560 calories. On the other hand, a tasty 6-inch turkey sub at a Subway restaurant has 280 calories. That's exactly half the calories. And half the calories, well, that's how I became half the Jared. For delicious subs made right before your eyes with fresh ingredients on fresh baked bread, it's Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
Buy Troy on DVD today. Troy, buy the 2-disc edition today.
Tomorrow,
You don't know who I am? I'm Molly Soon. Victoria Case.
the new season begins
Thanks for coming. Come on.
with an extraordinary television event.
We need to take it slow.
Alias. The new season premieres with a 2-hour event tomorrow at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Thursday, Life as We Know It moves to its new time. Characters that are fresh, stories that are provocative, a show that's dead on. An all-new Life as We Know It.
Isn't this the best?
Thursday at its new time, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Back here in Miami, coming up on the Pontiac High Performance Halftime Show, Tommy Tuberville, coach of Auburn, will be here along with Carson Palmer, used to play quarterback for USC.
And USC's been very aggressive in this game. I'll show you a situation which Matt Leinart took advantage of.
And we'll talk about what the Oklahoma Sooners need to do to try and get back in this ball game. This one is looking good.
Coming up at halftime, Brad, back to you.
Let's see in a couple of minutes. Ryan Killeen to kick. Travis Wilson and Brandon Jones are waiting on the other end. They haven't had a chance to return with Killeen kicking in this direction here in the second quarter. He's knocked him back there for touchbacks. And a lot of ground to make up for the Sooners. They will have a chance at this one a yard deep. Travis Wilson knocked out at about the 26-yard line by Lee Webb on the special teams. The Rock's biggest stars have joined the BCS celebration. Reminded to stay tuned later as we kick off our second half with a world premiere video from U2. It's the SBC first half music highlights after halftime. Boy, some happy Trojan fans. They're outnumbered by Oklahoma fans. But they're certainly getting to make all the noise right now because they lead 35-10.
And they've scored on their last 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns in their last 4 possessions.
Pressure is on last year's Heisman Trophy winner now, Jason White, because this year's has already tied an Orange Bowl record with 4 touchdown passes. Adrian Peterson got out to the 30. That's about the most room he's had, and that's not much. The quarterback comparison, 2 Heisman Trophy winners. That one from a year ago, Leinart from just weeks ago. And Matt is shining right now with 226 yards and 4 touchdowns. White lofts it out to Peterson. And Peterson trying to carry Trojans to the first down marker. Boy, took a wicked hit from about 4 of them, including Lofa Tatupu. He's short of the first down by about a yard. We've got 1:10 remaining in the half. The score, the top-ranked Trojans of USC 35, number 2 Oklahoma only 10. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, Todd Harris with you. And now ball down, and the Trojans have it. Of all things to happen to him with a minute to go, Oklahoma's turned it over again.
Jones stumbles as he's coming out of his break, and then he runs into the quarterback White. Watch this. He slips right there. Oklahoma is having all kinds of problems. The ball comes out. Jones slips right off the bat.
I think they need different shoes at halftime.
Yeah, that might be a good halftime adjustment. Get some shoes that work.
With a 35-10 lead. I don't think that USC won't try to do something right here.
Oh, yeah.
At the 36, empty backfield. Leinart pump fake one way, throws back to Reggie Bush, but he overthrew him. Reggie was wide open, and Matt threw it over his head. The Sooners with a season high in turnovers, and they've all come in 2 quarters.
Well, Texas A&M and Oklahoma State scored a lot of points on this Oklahoma defense, but a couple of touchdowns on those came off of special team touchdowns. They're just not getting any pressure at all on Matt Leinart. The defensive line, no pressure at all.
Oklahoma State and A&M both scored 35, but not in the first half, which USC has done. Leinart down the middle, incomplete. Making a diving attempt to Steve Smith, and he couldn't get his hands under that one. So that brings up 3rd down and long. Matt Leinart looking to the sideline where things have gone perfectly for him tonight so far.
Yeah. Well, the best thing that's going for him is he's had great field position after turnovers, and he's got all kinds of time to throw.
3rd down and 10. Oklahoma desperate for a stop here.
Here they come.
They're going to come from the corner. Well, they fake it now. Brandon Shelby backs out of it. Now he does bring some pressure. Leinart goes complete, though. And it's Dwayne Jarrett. And it's another first down for the Trojans. They're not done yet. 14 yards on 3rd and 10. Clock will stop while they move the chains, and Leinart trying to hustle his offense up there.
Yeah.
There's the leadership of your Heisman Trophy quarterback.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
directing traffic.
Recognized the blitz, checked out of it, checked to something else, and threw quickly to his big split in.
Oklahoma was even a man short, it appeared. Confusion on their defense, and they take a timeout.
That's their first timeout in the second half.
So Oklahoma's defense will try to regroup. The Trojans don't need much regrouping. They lead 35-10 with a half-minute left in the half.
Monday, a 2-hour Bachelorette premiere event. 25 men will fight for the woman of their dreams in the city that never sleeps. Beginning with a party full of surprises when her best friend secretly worked the room.
Do you guys need anything?
Who will hit on the girls?
Do you like sushi?
Who will hit the bottle?
What do you need?
No alcohol.
And who will hit the floor? The Bachelorette 2-hour season premiere Monday at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
And the guy that looked like the old original Bachelor in the middle of that huddle, Matt Leinart. He's pretty eligible tonight. So have his receivers been. 4 touchdown passes.
And the offensive line, we got to give them a little bit of credit. We mentioned in the opening that how young and inexperienced that offensive line was. They're doing a great job on that defensive line, getting him all kinds of time to throw.
You know, Grease, before that timeout, it looked as though Leinart was going to try to get his troops up, spike the ball, and just kind of regroup a little bit. And then Oklahoma did him a favor by having to call a defensive timeout.
Yeah, not enough players on the field.
Already, Dwayne Jarrett is over 100 yards receiving, including a touchdown. Steve Smith has caught a couple. Adrian Peterson can only look on, hoping his defense can stop the Trojan steamroller. Smith, another catch, and they stop him this time. Rodney Poole on the tackle from his safety spot. And 21 seconds remaining. Now USC will take a break. So the Trojans with a 35-10 lead, trying to lay their claim undisputedly to the championship. Wow. And in the first half, they've looked all of the #1 team, haven't they?
They have looked good and not made any mistakes. They are rolling. By comparison, Oklahoma's not looked good at all, and they look kind of out of sync. After that first drive offensively, where they took it down 92 yards, they have done nothing offensively.
Bob and Brad, you talked about Steve Smith earlier in the ball game, the fact that he had broken his leg and been out. What we're seeing right now in this ball game is the Steve Smith that they thought they'd have it available to them all year long. The leader as a wide receiver, mature, the guy who's going to take charge. Now, when he came back from that broken leg, he was a little bit rusty, but right now he's hitting full stride mid-season, and he's not beat up like a lot of the guys have been from playing a 12-game season. So he's out here playing his best ball game, and what we always find in a big ball game like this, sometimes you expect your stars to do all the work, and they've got to do their share. But it's one of the guys that's not maybe the main star, not Reggie Bush, not necessarily your main star on the team that comes up and plays big for you. And I think that's what Steve Smith is doing for this team this afternoon or this evening.
Well, you know, it's amazing, too, guys. You think about what USC could have had. Mike Williams. Think about Mike Williams on the field as well with Smith and Jarrett. And then you've got a juggernaut, Brad.
That's a pretty scary thought, Todd. You're right. Second down and a dozen. Reggie Bush in the backfield. But it's Matt Leinart under pressure this time, and they're going to get to him. And it's Dan Cody.
That's the first sack in 23 pass attempts that Matt Leinart has gone down. Cody getting the sack.
14 seconds left in the half. Dan Cody, who played in the Orange Bowl as a true freshman and had 3 tackles against Florida State in a national championship win 4 years ago, comes up with a big play there, and now each Cody on each side has picked up his 10th sack of the season. Dan Cody, the leader, took a year off to try to deal with some emotional problems. He is the emotional leader now of this team. This was against Texas A&M. Big talk before the 4th quarter with his teammates, and he kind of overextended himself, and kaboom, down he went. Came back on the next play and sacked the quarterback. He's that kind of player. He's a captain now.
He is a good one.
We talked to Bob Stoops about that as his teammates got him off after that sack, and he said there was nothing wrong with him. It's just one of those things. And Stoops said, you know, I get that way sometimes on the sideline. You start screaming, you get all into it, your adrenaline starts flowing, all of a sudden you get a little woozy.
Done that once or twice.
Yeah. Dan Cody's 25th sack, his 10th of the year. Sean Cody on the other side also had his 10th sack of the year. We got everybody here except Buffalo Bill Cody, I guess. 3rd down and 21.
Pete Carroll saying, all right, no turnovers. We don't want to help him, but at least we want to come out here with a field goal attempt.
Leinart looking left. He's going to throw it out. Incomplete. Jason Mitchell was the intended receiver.
Just be safe with the ball.
So now they're going to trot out Ryan Killeen, their field goal kicker, to try to add 3 more to the total. Finally, Oklahoma stiffens enough at least to force a field goal attempt. Ryan Killeen had had some troubles earlier in the season too, but he hit 5 field goals against UCLA, which tied a school record, and he has hit his last 7 in a row.
Yeah.
And This will be an attempt of about 45 yards. They'll call it 44 officially. Killeen from 44 yards away. Kick on the way, and it's good. What a half of football offensively for the top-ranked team in the country. They have put 38 on the board.
I don't think you can play any better than what SC has played. Offensively, they've done everything they've wanted to do. Defensively, they've shut down Oklahoma. Aside from that first drive of the ball game, special teams, they've gained a turnover. They've made a field goal. They've just played mistake-free ball.
The points off turnovers, you see it in basketball sometimes, and you kind of marvel at it, but normally you don't see it this dramatically in a football game. This was Mark Bradley thinking that they had touched the ball. He fumbled it. That turned into a Lindale White touchdown. Then Jason White inexplicably just threw up a jump ball. That one was intercepted. That turned into a touchdown. Then the interception by Eric Wright. He took it back to the 10-yard line. That became a touchdown. Then the fumble by Kewan Jones. And they turned that into a touchdown. The last one, a fumble recovery by Grudegood, 1 of 4 forced by the Trojans, but at least it was only a field goal that time. Oklahoma did not want a record like that, especially through 2 quarters.
Well, you just can't turn the ball over. I mean, you cannot be a good football team and turn the ball over.
This will be the final play of the half. If somebody touches the ball, and they do, it's Travis Wilson. And he goes down at the 25-yard line. Right now, it's total domination by the top-ranked team in the country, the Trojans of USC. They'll go to the locker room, and I'm sure they never anticipated this in a million years, that they'd go to the locker room with a 4-touchdown lead. Swanee?
Well, Coach, we realize this is unfamiliar territory for you this year. Some mistakes on your part, some good plays by the Trojans. How do you coach them up for the second half?
Well, as much as anything, don't beat yourself, which we have. You know, 3 turnovers on our end of the field result in whatever, 17 points, and then 2 bombs, which, you know, we have safe coverages that ought to be able to cover. We just got to make plays.
Okay, Coach, see you in the second half.
Todd Harris?
All right, thank you, Swanee. Pete, I think everyone in America is surprised. You know how good this team is. Are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm surprised that we're out like this right now because we have so much respect for Oklahoma and they're a great football team. We got a whole half to get this thing going. We scored 38. They may be able to score a bunch too. But it's a great showing for our first half in this ball game. I hope we can do something in the second half.
You've got Norm Chow up there. You're running the defense. Do you make any adjustments or you just keep letting the steamroller go?
Well, we got a long halftime, so we're going to talk about some stuff, try to come up with some good things here.
Good luck to you.
That's it.
They've won 31 straight with a halftime lead. They've won 21 straight in the last 2 years. Great plays by great players. That's what the Trojans have going for them right now. They lead 38-10. We'll be back with a Pontiac High Performance halftime show right after this. You're watching ABC Sports Championship Television. Entire world premiere YouTube video. Go online to ESPN.com. Search SBC Music. Search for a championship. A BCS championship, and right now the Trojans are only 2 quarters away. And partner, you know, John and the guys were talking about it. We didn't expect this either. Turnovers kill you every game. Not ever this bad, though.
That's why you always hear coaches talk about turnovers. Now, if you're in USC's locker room, you got to go out and play the second half and expect Oklahoma to play better. And if you're in Oklahoma and you're down by 4 touchdowns, you say, hey, that wasn't our team, the team that played all year. We're capable of going out and scoring 4 or 5 touchdowns in the second half. You should be fortunate. You should be lucky that we have another half of football to play, and you're not going to walk away the season with that one in your mind.
They get the football to start the second half. That'll help them. So I hope you got some Home Depot coaching adjustments for us. You got to build something here.
Well, you got to keep your intensity on both offense and defense if you're a Southern Cal. And for Oklahoma, you got to get after Leinart. You got to pressure this guy and settle down on offense and make some plays and don't turn the ball over.
He's only been hurried a couple of times by Dan Cody, both times hit after he threw near his own end zone once and sacked once. Other than that, Matt Leinart has looked like a Heisman Trophy winner. He's looked all the part of the All-American that he is, and he's got his team a 38-10 lead. Here we go, second half, 71st FedEx Orange Bowl. ADT Championship Trophy on the line. 2 more quarters to go. Touchback. Oklahoma will work from the 20 as we check in with Todd Harris.
Well, Brad, the story from the USC locker room was just what Bob Greasy said, intensity. I talked to a few of the coaches. They said their biggest concern really is the players are going to get tired. To a man, not many of them sat down during the whole halftime. They wanted to get back out on the field and finish what they started. Intensity is high. They said they haven't seen anything like this in a long time. They actually had to hold the players in the tunnel because they wanted to get back out on the FedEx Orange Bowl field. Right now from Northern Oklahoma, let's check in with Lynn Swan.
Well, guys, I'll tell you, when I talked to Coach Stoops, he said, we're not going to abandon the run game. We're going to stay with it. We're going to go after it. We need some big plays on our running attack. We had a 90-yard drive in the first possession of the first half. We want to come back and do that again. But what was more interesting to me was as Oklahoma was coming back onto the field, quiet, somber, not down, just quiet, the locker room for USC was wide open. They were singing, they were chanting, they were emotional. Now, I don't know if they left the doors open on purpose, but that was a little bit of gamesmanship. I think that they hope will work in their favor.
Swanee, they almost left the trap door open on that run by Peterson. He dropped it, got it on a 2-hopper, and picked up a first down. That could have been disaster to open the third quarter. Here's a draw play. Peterson again, and he got out to about the 35-yard line. So good start as we take a look at our Tostitos first half game summary statistically.
Well, you got to look at the turnovers and the points off of turnovers. OU has turned the ball over 4 times. Neither team rushing the ball very well.
And then you look at that average starting position. You'll take it near midfield anytime.
Yeah. 7 possessions, 5 of them for Oklahoma has started at their 20-yard line or worse.
We talk a lot about the opening drive of the third quarter being big. This is huge for the Sooners. White throwing a little bit behind, and now they're going to see incomplete to Clayton. He thought he caught it, or at least he tried to make the officials believe he had, and Mark's got a big smile on his face. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
But even though Jason White is a 6th-year senior, even though he has a Heisman in his house, and even though that he's 27-3, you got to believe his confidence is a little bit shaken.
No doubt.
And he's the guy that's got to lead him back. The coaches can talk, but he's the leader on the field that's got to bring him back.
The senior out of Tuttle, Oklahoma, in the shotgun on 3rd and 7. Drops back, flushed out of the pocket. Goes cross field and broken up, intended for Bradley. Justin Wyatt made a great play on the corner.
Just good man-to-man coverage by Southern California's defensive backs. And I'm sure this is exactly what Pete Carroll wanted his defense to do. Come out, first possession, make them punt the football.
And now they've got to punt it to Reggie Bush after Wyatt made that great play. Probably had his left arm wrapped a little bit around there, but in slow motion, it looked more that way than it did in real time. Ferguson to punt, Bush on the other end. They'd like to keep it away from him. Good kick, and Reggie misjudged that. That punt went farther than he thought it was going to. He looked like a center fielder backing up and losing one in the lights, so no damage done there. A 50-yard kick. USC, their offensive leaders. You can't get a better leader than Matt Leinart was in the first half. 4 touchdown passes, tying an Orange Bowl record. We still got 2 quarters to go.
Yeah, no interceptions, and that is key. Don't make mistakes. Reggie Bush really not doing anything what he used to compared to what he normally does.
He had that 145-yard run, and then Jarrett over 100 yards receiving. So they work from their own 15.
Now, if you're USC and you're Matt Leinart, you don't necessarily need to score the second half. Just don't turn it over and help the opposition.
Play action, they throw, and they get a first down. Kirkman, the fullback, rumbles out of bounds. Pick up a 15.
You got Norm Chow calling these plays for you. And that's a nice, safe play. Gets the quarterback away from the defensive line, and it's a short completion.
And, of course, he's been with more good quarterbacks than probably any football coach in history. First at BYU under Lavelle Edwards.
27 years at BYU. He had 3 quarterbacks that went on to be #1 picks in the NFL.
Jim McMahon and Steve Young and Robbie Bosco and a Heisman Trophy winner in Ty Detmer. Then Carson Palmer. here at USC after Phillip Rivers at NC State. He's worked with good ones. Here's Lendale White into the secondary, and the big fella's got another first down. 14 yards, and he's just rumbling. First half possessions, this is pretty impressive after that opening punt.
This one here, the 1 yard, that was after the punt, but the rest of them, look at this.
Scored on 5 straight. That first 6-yard one was after the fumble by Bradley and punt return.
A couple of Oklahoma possessions. Field possession, I mean.
Reggie Bush comes out as a wide receiver on the right side. Lendale White stays in there. There's Reggie in motion. They fake the end around to him, go straight ahead with White. And the tackle made by Rufus Alexander, the outside linebacker.
You know, we're talking about Norm Chow and what he did before he got here and what he's done. Before Norm Chow came to USC, the 65 years before that, USC only had 2 All-American quarterbacks. And since then, since he's came, they've had 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks.
That's pretty impressive.
BYU hasn't been the same since he left. USC hasn't been the same since he arrived.
Great point, partner. Second and long. Leinart looks one way, wanted to come back the other. Buys himself some time and goes down the middle incomplete. We talked about all the guys Norm Chow has tutored, if you will. And I mentioned the BYU guys, McMahon and Young and Bosco and Detmer, who won a Heisman Trophy. Then he went to North Carolina State, turned Phillip Rivers into a #1 draft choice.
Yep.
Carson Palmer, a Heisman Trophy winner. And Matt Leinart, likewise.
Well, Bob and Brad, when you look at all that, and it's not just the quarterback, but it's its offensive game planning, and I have to ask myself one simple question.
I know what it's going to be. Go ahead.
Why isn't Norm Chow a head coach?
That's a good question, Swanee.
It sure is. Third and 10. Leinart rolls. Gonna go deep. Got a man out. Smith got it inside the 10. First and goal, USC at the 7.
There was one man out for USC. Smith, the only guy that was out. Leinart rolled to this way to his right side, threw the ball to only one guy. This is for protection. He wants to get outside the pocket. Look at all the, that's the only guy that's out in the route, and he beats 2 Oklahoma players.
And again, a perfect throw.
Yes, lays it right in there.
Well, Bob, you say he beats 2 guys. Well, he gets open by a little bit. I mean, that's an unbelievable throw. When he threw that pass, there was no reason why you would think he was an open receiver, but he lays it to a spot where only his receiver can get to.
First and goal just inside the Oklahoma 7. Leinart, play action. Pressured, and down he goes, and he fumbled. Nope, they're going to say the ball was dead. The Sooners covered it, but the referee said he was down.
Every time the Sooners have a spark of an opportunity to make a play, a turnover, it's not there.
Verdine is the guy that hit him. The ball came out, but his knee apparently had already hit the ground. Brings up second and goal. And Brent Venables trying to push back his head coach, who's upset over this play.
Yeah, he knows they need a spark. They need something good to happen.
Ooh, they're saying his arm came forward.
Yeah, that was an incomplete pass. His ball was, his hand was coming forward.
Barely.
Yeah.
Second down and goal, back to the live action. Mitchell in motion. Leinart gives it off to Lendale White. White bangs his way down to the 4, maybe to the 3. Lance Mitchell, the middle linebacker, made the stop. They'll bring up third and goal.
Yeah. This,
you know, you were talking about Jason White's got to lead his team back. The Oklahoma defense is somehow going to stop the bleeding, or it's not going to matter.
That's right. And where they have not stopped it is in the pass defense, which has bugged them in 3 or 4 games throughout the year. When teams have scored a lot of points, that secondary for Oklahoma has just been porous.
USC has passed on all of its third downs, all 8 of them. They've got third and goal here. Reggie Bush shuffles in the backfield. Leinart over the end zone. Steve Smith, touchdown. And a new Orange Bowl record. 5 touchdown passes. has yet another.
That's very similar to the touchdown pass he caught before. You know, Norm Chow must have found a weakness, and I think the weakness is throwing on the middle linebacker, Lance Mitchell.
Extra point by Ryan Colleen is up. And right now it's a Trojan clinic with 10:42 remaining in the third quarter. Oklahoma is the team that needed a touchdown to open up the third quarter. Instead, it's Norm Chow's offense, Pete Carroll's Trojans, and Matt Leinart going deep once and then to the end zone next.
Hey, Chubbs, first day? Yeah. No. The answer's always no. You got that, Quasimodo? Now, I'm a caller. Hi, can I redeem my credit card miles? No. That's right. Mix it up. Tic-tac, no. E-I-E-I, no. Marco.
Paul, no.
All right. Are we clear?
Yeah. No. Hey, shouldn't they just call Capital One?
Hey.
Yeah.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One no hassle rewards. There's no blackout dates on any airline anytime.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, I got a couple bucks. Bus pass.
Not you.
Look at that eyesore. That litter might as well be a shove to the elbow of a billiards player. A man picks up after himself. And, when called upon, after others. After all, the high life is a clean game. No slop.
Can inspiration redefine the order of things? Can uncommon luxury and Hemi power actually rewrite the description of the perfect sports sedan? Apparently so. Introducing the 2005 Motor Trend Car of the Year, the Chrysler 300, starting at $23,995. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
Now with SBC Yahoo DSL, you can connect faster for less, and not for just 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. Get high-speed internet for $19.95 a month all year long. Our lowest price ever. Now with SBC Yahoo DSL, you can download more for less. Music, movie trailers, sports highlights, photos, and more for one low price. Get high-speed internet for $19.95 a month all year long. Our lowest price ever.
Rams, Seahawks, Jets, Chargers, Saturday at 4 Eastern on ABC. You're watching the FedEx Orange Bowl on ABC Sports.
Another touchdown as we take a look at our Chrysler passing playbook. And Bob, this looks like a Chrysler Hemi here.
Well, this is the second time they ran this play. Steve Smith is over here, number 2. They're going to run a little option route on the middle linebacker, Lance Mitchell. I mean, this is a wide receiver running on a middle linebacker. Now, this time he goes to the inside. The time before, he ran straight up the field. You know, that's a mismatch. Whenever you get a short, quick guy on a middle linebacker with a short throw, they must have found that in some film study and said, hey, wait a minute, we're going to do this every time we get inside the 5-yard line.
Smith with his 3rd touchdown catch ties David Terrell's Michigan record that we saw here at the Orange Bowl a few years ago. And Leinart's 5 is a new record. Oklahoma will have to take a knee. Travis Wilson downs it, and they'll have to work from the 20-yard line. Coming up on Monday, 25 men fight for just one woman. I think that used to happen in college. America's favorite bachelorette begins her search for love in the Big Apple. The Bachelorette, 2-hour premiere Monday at 9, 8 Central, only on ABC. Got an injured Oklahoma player down. I think it's Gayron Allen face down, and the trainers are out to have a look. We haven't, thankfully, had a lot of injury problems tonight so far, other than the pride of the Sooners right now. That is in some serious injury phase, 45-10. So while they work on him, you look into a sold-out Pro Players Stadium. Our aerial coverage courtesy of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company and its fleet of airships, reminding you to travel with peace of mind on Goodyear's new Assurance tires. Captain Tracy Rockhold and the gang in the Stars and Stripes ship above the stadium. Nice to have you all along with us, guys. Thanks for the great pictures on a beautiful night in South Florida in the Broward-Dade County line here. And the line's been drawn right now. The Trojans know that the BCS National Championship is only about 26 minutes away. There's the ADT Championship trophy. That's what they want to take home. They didn't get a chance to capture it last year, but they're well on their way right now. Peterson dropped. Manny Wright again made the stop. He's been a force on that defensive line tonight, along with Cody and Patterson and Rucker and Jackson, all those guys.
They didn't know whether he was going to be able to play either. As you take a look at the total offense for both teams, USC's would be a lot greater, but they've gotten some turnovers deep into Oklahoma's territory where they didn't have to go very far to score touchdowns.
Now near the 10-minute mark remaining in the third quarter. Jason White, the pressure on him and the Sooners offense. Zone blitz, and he overshot Travis Wilson, who had about a step.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there to make a play, and you can't get frustrated, and you can't just turn it in. You have to play the plays, and you didn't know when you're going to have an opportunity to make a play, and that was an opportunity for a big play.
They had a blitz on. They dropped the lineman in coverage, but still Wilson had a half step in that seam, and White didn't hit him. Jason White is 0 for 3 since coming out of the locker room in the second half. This time he stands and waits, and now he's going to run with it. Something he couldn't do a year ago with those bad knees. But he slides across the 30 to the 32, a 13-yard scamper, and a first down. No more braces on those knees, remember, as he had left knee surgery in 2001. Then the right knee went in 2002. And so here's a guy that has battled through 2 knee injuries. First it was the left knee on this play, and nobody touched him. This was a scramble. Now that's a sack, but that wasn't the one that hurt his knee. This is last year in the Sugar Bowl when he had a terrible time. Adrian Peterson. So this is kind of reminiscent of the Sugar Bowl a year ago.
That was a nightmare, and this is turning into a nightmare. The knee injuries were nightmares also, but you're right. He couldn't run like that in the years past, but what they need to do is be patient. They got to run the ball some, and people that haven't seen Oklahoma, when they hand that ball to Adrian Peterson, he could go the distance at any time, but this defense is pretty strong.
Peterson been bottled up pretty well. He got another first down. Tough run for the freshman. Jason Leach with the tackle. Right now, USC, there was question marks in some of their games. Remember, Cal, right down to the final minutes, looked like they may be able to beat them.
UCLA.
Their last regular season game. There were some other close calls, and everybody said, well, you know,
Stanford,
maybe they're not that good. Then Cal got routed in the Holiday Bowl by Texas Tech, and everybody said, well, you know, the Big 12. Well, right now it's Pac-10. At least this one team that looks awfully good.
Here they come.
White down the middle and broken up again by Justin Wyatt. How good a game has the junior out of Compton, California had?
Well, that's what we said. Pete Carroll's defense, they'd say 8 to stop the run and let those corners play football. Let the corners cover. Down and in. Jones runs around. Just beat the corner right good enough.
Bob and Brett, I like Pete Carroll's comment when we asked him about the cornerbacks and what he wanted. He said, well, what I want for my team is to turn tailback you and the cornerback you.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's been 23 years since a USC tailback led the Pac-10 in rushing.
2nd and 10. Kewan Jones, the inside handoff. Only got a couple. And as we approach 8 minutes, it's going to be 3rd down and long. Billy Sims had held the Oklahoma record for single-season rushing until just moments ago. Adrian Peterson went past him. Over 1,900 yards in a single season. And of course, Billy won the Heisman Trophy. One of 4 Oklahoma players that has done so, and I'm sure that young man who is runner-up this year will have a great opportunity again next season. Third down and 9 Sooners. Here comes USC again with a pressure. White got away from one guy. Now throws on the run, and he got it complete inside the 35 to Will Peoples.
I think he was across the line of scrimmage.
You're right, partner. I think there's a flag down. He had to scramble to his right. He broke a tackle and then threw on the run. Keith Rivers, the outside linebacker, was the guy applying the pressure. Here's the call.
Holding number 55 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat third down.
That's just as bad.
That's just as bad.
Yeah.
Al Brown, the right tackle, is called for holding.
Tough night for Bob Stoops. When you see a flutter of life out of your offense, then you get a penalty and negates it.
Dan Kodak can barely stand to watch. Matt Leinart says, I got to warm up. I want more. Third down now and 19. There aren't a lot in the playbook for 3rd and 19. We'll see how Jason White does in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his left and 1 to his right. And here comes USC with a heat again. He's in trouble. And they're going to get him. Down he goes. Patterson chased him. Tutupu tracked him down. Running time again for the Sooners. Jason White looking up at the scoreboard replay.
Looking back and say, let me see what happened.
He's been banged around a little bit tonight. 2 sacks, but knocked down several other times. Ferguson to punt. Reggie Bush has to call for a fair catch and takes it right at the 30-yard line. 6 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Still a lot of football left, but right now all the excitement belongs to the Trojan fans and their team. Top-ranked USC, 45-10.
Sir, why are we meeting in the shower?
Well, ideas always hit me in my shower at home, and our first store opens next week, so any ideas?
FedEx Kinko's for signs, banners, printing invitations, even shipping.
Wow, this shower thing really does work.
FedEx Kinko's. Make it, print it, pack it, ship it.
Can inspiration replace the typical small car with something that lives a little larger? More space. More function. More sizzle. America's best small car alternative just got a little better. The Chrysler PT Cruiser. Now starting at just $13,995. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
I was cooking dinner and I just fell asleep. I collapsed. I couldn't call for help. But ADT did. They saved my life.
An ADT monitored fire detector actually signals ADT, so we can call for help. Call now and save over $100 off the regular price when you buy ADT's family package. And save up to 20% on your homeowner's insurance. Call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. ADT. Always there.
Someday, you'll remember where you were when you heard that there are no more late fees at Blockbuster. Need an extra day or two with your movies and games? Go ahead. Take them.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
The end of late fees. The start of more. The new Blockbuster.
Tomorrow, think catching a ball is tough? Try grabbing a glove. nominated for her 4th Golden Globe, Jennifer Garner.
The pleasure's all mine.
Alias, the new season premieres with a 2-hour event tomorrow at 9, 8 Central, only on ABC.
6:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and the Trojans with a big lead and the ball back, leading 45-10 in the 71st FedEx Orange Bowl. And now they can almost feel their fingers around that ADT championship trophy. And their 21-game winning streak right now isn't in a lot of danger. There's what they're playing for. They want to take that baby back to Southern California. Reggie Bush. Goodbye. No, he's tackled by Rodney Poole. What a tackle by the safety. I didn't think they were going to catch him. Rodney maybe didn't either, but great job diving effort just to get the shoestring clip on number 5.
Watch you blocking that offensive line. Latui, number 71. Matua's 51. Poole just barely clips him. I didn't remember, of all the tape we watched, ever seeing him get caught from behind.
And he had to time it perfect. Reggie's foot hit Rodney right in the face mask, and Rodney's saying, I'll take it. 73 yards on 5 carries for Reggie Bush. So he's had big plays. He just hadn't scored yet, but just about everybody else has. And look at that smile. That tells the whole
Dead
story.
ball. False start. Number 51 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yesterday at the coach's luncheon, Swanee was talking to Reggie Bush, interviewing him, and Matt Leinart was sitting next to me, and Jason White was sitting next to Bob, and Matt Leinart kind of gave me one in the ribs, and he leaned over and he rolled his eyes and he said, whoa, is he something special? And I thought, this is a Heisman Trophy winner talking about his teammate.
Well, Leinart won the Heisman, but Reggie Bush was the team's MVP.
That's right. 1st and 15. Matt back to throw again all day. Fires it out complete. Dwayne Jarrett. And Jarrett and Smith having a field day as the 2 wide receivers when we expected Oklahoma's wide receivers to be the best core. But these 2 guys have really played well tonight. And Reggie Bush, we talked about how electrifying he can be in a variety of ways. We take a look with a spotlight on Reggie. Some of the things that make him special. He's bone-rattling fast, for one thing. He's got great moves. Bone-breaking moves, I guess. Ankle-breaking moves. And he can turn it on in a variety of different fashions. There's what he's done tonight so far. And here's the toss to him. On the corner. Whoops, he slipped and took himself down, or he might have had a little bit more daylight, too. And we're under 5.5 minutes in the 3rd quarter with Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and Todd Harris. Brad Nessler with you. It's the 71st FedEx Orange Bowl from Pro Players Stadium here in Florida. And it's been all Trojans since the opening drive of the ball game, when the Sooners went 92 yards to take a 7-0 lead, and then turnovers started to kill them. And USC has jumped on every turnover opportunity that the Sooners have afforded them. And right now they're running away with the ball game 45-10, and they're running away with the BCS National Championship. There's not going to be any argument if they keep this up about who's number 1. I know Coach Tuberville was with us, and bless his Auburn Tigers for their 13-0 record. Yeah. And last night the score probably was indicative of how lopsided that Sugar Bowl was. But I mean, this is the number 1 team in the country, has been since August. It's January 4th of the following year.
They've won 21 straight games.
They've won 21 straight games. What are you going to do?
And let me just tell you, take a good look at that offensive huddle. There are only 2 seniors in that huddle. 16 of the 22 starters on offense and defense for USC are back. USC might be a year away from having their best team.
And that's a scary thought, because Matt Leinart has told a lot of people, anybody that would pay attention and listen, that he plans, at least right now, to come back and play another year.
Yeah, and I think he will. I think he's one of those guys, an Eli Manning or a Peyton Manning, that enjoys being in college.
3rd down, inches. Leinart to throw all day. Lofts it to the end zone and overshot his intended receiver, Dwayne Jarrett. So that is going to bring out and bring up a 4th down call. down in inches.
They were trying to get Reggie Bush down the sideline. It was kind of a wheel route. Jarrett was running to the middle, and Bush lined up in the backfield and just had enough speed to run down the sideline, but he was covered.
Fourth down. Lendale White's got a first down. Inside the 25 to the 24. The big thunder part of Thunder and Lightning. And that ankle's looked awfully good tonight. Like you said, he had some time off, and he might not be in as good a shape as he would have been.
But he couldn't play after play. He couldn't play 20, 30, 40 plays a game, but you spot him in there, and he's doing fine.
So first down, Trojans keep it going.
Reggie Bush is a true sophomore. Lendale White is a true sophomore.
A little scary.
Dwayne Jarrett, number 8, the wide receiver, is a true freshman. Steve Smith, who's caught 2 or 3 touchdowns tonight, a true sophomore.
Play action. Leinart going to throw it away. I want to bring in Todd because he spent more time around USC than we have this year. He and Keith and Fauci have seen him many, many times. And all of us have spent some time recently with Matt Leinart. But Todd, I know that Matt's talked to you about next year.
Well, you know, you're right. I saw him at the Orange Bowl luncheon the other day, and I said, Matt, you're going to come back to the Southland and play another year at Trojan? He says, yeah, right now it looks like that. I have no reason not to. He says, I love going to school. I love going to USC. And I'll tell you what, he is the king of LA right now. They love him down there. And I can't imagine, we talk about how young USC is with Matt Leinart back next year. And, you know, they had the Cal-Florida All-Star game here the other day. A lot of those kids were uncommitted. And I got to think they're looking at the scoreboard thinking, USC might not be a bad place to go next year.
Wouldn't that be unbelievable if 2 years in a row we had a Heisman Trophy winner come back when he didn't have to?
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing. If Matt Leinart decides to come back to Southern Cal, the only thing that will change will be the amount of the insurance policy on his arm, legs, and everything else.
Well, he always wasn't an outstanding athlete now, you guys. Remember when he was in the 7th grade, he was a little chubby.
Yeah.
Grudegood was a good friend of his, the linebacker. And he said, how did Grudegood put it? He said he was a little chubby guy.
Little chubby guy with glasses.
Yeah.
He hit a growth spurt.
He hit a growth spurt, yeah.
Back to throw. Leinart lofts it near side. I don't know. Out of bounds. Got his hands on it. Let's check in with Todd again.
Well, Brad, a lot of the credit for Reggie Bush goes to Norm Chow, maybe even Pete Carroll, but this is the lady that deserves all the credit. This is Denise Griffin. This is Reggie's mom, and Mrs. Griffin, I see a big smile on your face.
Yes, I'm having a good time. Really proud of my son. It's an exciting time for all of us, and we're just enjoying ourselves right now here in Florida and at the game.
Reggie's whole family's here. What was the mood of Reggie prior to this game? Did he have confidence coming in? Did he say, we're going to go out and make a statement?
He didn't say anything like that, but he was very confident. We seen him last night just for a few moments, and he just said, Mom, I'll see you after the game.
No problem.
No problem. It was like no problem, no sweat.
Lamar and Denise Griffin, and unfortunately for opponents, there's another one coming. There's Jovan, Reggie's little brother down there, and I hear he's not too bad. Brett?
No problem on a 42-yard ride. Killeen field goal either. He's hit 9 in a row now. He just tacked 3 more on with 4:01 to go. The Trojans 48-10 in the 3rd quarter.
With faster acceleration than a BMW 325xi and an Audi TT, the all-new Hemi-powered Jeep Grand Cherokee conquers the road like a sports car. And with our exclusive Quadra-Drive 2 4-wheel drive system, it conquers everything else like a trail-rated Jeep 4x4. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 2005 4x4 of the year.
That's mine. Hey, beer?
Aspen Edge, what is that?
It's better. It's like low-carb beer and great tasting low-carb beer. Kind of like where he went to college and where I went to college.
Sort of like the number of girls you dated in college versus the number of girls I dated in college.
Kind of like your man purse and my wallet.
Aspen Edge, arguably the best low-carb lager.
I think it's more like your steak and my steaks.
Seriously, is that my steak?
You want to see your corn?
Nokia 6230. Anything less is a walkie-talkie.
Say cheese, Timmy. Say cheese.
Say cheese to me!
Please say cheese. Cheese.
Cheese! Introducing new Lay's Cheddar and Sour Cream Potato Chips, made with real cheddar cheese.
Work it, Timmy. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Big smile.
Lay's, get your smile on.
The FedEx Orange Bowl. This ABC Sports exclusive presentation brought to you by FedEx, proud sponsor of the BCS. Go air, go ground, go football. Blockbuster. Come celebrate the end of late fees and the start of more. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. And Allstate. Are you in good hands?
You're one of those Trojan cheerleaders. Your arms and elbows are getting tired. It's 48-10. That's a lot of push-ups.
What's up, baby? Hey, everybody at home, I love you, baby. I'm gonna hold you down, baby. Hey.
You know, both Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, well-spoken young men.
Yep.
Very, very easy to talk to.
This kick finally returnable. Mark Bradley. Oh, what a hit. At about the 17-yard line. Ouch. Lee Webb on the special teams. Second time in a row he's made a big hit on a kick return. 3:54 remaining in the third quarter. A fired-up bunch of Trojans. So is their coach. They're having fun right now on the Trojan sideline.
FedEx Ground will get these to Cleveland on Wednesday.
FedEx, aren't they a little pricey?
Ned, you're always wrong.
How am I always wrong?
Okay, let's review. Steely Dan is not one person. We get fringe benefits, not French benefits. James Dean is an actor. Jimmy Dean makes sausage. And you know what, Ned? It's not the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
So FedEx isn't too expensive? We don't get French benefits.
FedEx Ground. Reliability for less than you think.
During the game, complete strangers unite, holding their fingers aloft in celebration of their team's greatness. But after the game, some of those same fans use their fingers for other purposes. When you leave the game, try to exercise some patience. You might even qualify for an Allstate Safe Driver discount, because good sportsmanship should extend to the road. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Since 1978, the Hawaii Ironman's 140-mile human blast furnace has scorched the circuitry of the world's fittest athletes, like pro triathlete Chris Lee, who in '97 would bow to the unforgiving terrain of Kona.
I was so dehydrated, my body just shut down with 50 meters left.
It was like watching a train wreck in slow motion. It was hard to watch, let alone film.
At that point, the race meant nothing.
6 years of setbacks landed Chris at the Gatorade Sports Science Institute.
Well, like most athletes, Chris had no idea how much sweat he was losing.
With the new hydration strategy in hand, Chris snapped the tape at the 2004 Ironman Coeur d'Alene.
I guess your stuff works.
And Gatorade continues to fuel athletes everywhere, from the hardwood to the gridiron to the lava fields of Hawaii. The games never end, and the legend continues.
The devastating events that recently took place in Southern Asia have affected so many of us. And on the screen right now, you see a number and a website to contact in order to help the American Red Cross in their effort to assist. As you see the flags in the tsunami disaster in honor of all those that lost their lives at half-mast at Pro Player Stadium. And boy, I tell you what, puts a football season in perspective.
Boy, doesn't it, though?
Just under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Jason White, quick throw and low but complete to Mark Clayton. And hurry up offense for Oklahoma. They'd like to hurry up Adrian Peterson. 11 of his 12 games, 100 yards plus. Not tonight. Reggie Bush, 12.5 every time he's carried it and almost broke one for a score. But Adrian hasn't been able to get on track.
Well, that's Pete Carroll's defense.
Yes,
that's
it is.
Shut down the running game, and he has done that tonight.
And he's done it again. Or his players have, I should say. Tell you what, Manuel Wright, the sophomore, 6'6", 290, out of Compton, California, has had a big game. And it's Cody and Patterson normally we're talking about on the inside, but number 92 has really played well.
Well, Wright, number 92, was right there with Lindale White as far as having an ankle sprain and not knowing whether he was going to play. He had a lot of rest, too. Maybe you ought to give these guys more rest. Come out here and play like this.
Fresh legs. Peterson trying to break a tackle, got a first down. Eric Wright made the stop.
You know, you talk about SC's defense, and you go back to Matt Grudegood. He said when Pete Carroll first came, he walked into the defensive room, and he says you could see in his first speech the energy, the enthusiasm, and the passion that he had for defense. He says he sold me right there on his style and his play of defense.
He said we bought into it in a hurry. Here's White out, complete. Brandon Jones short of a first down. Jason Leach made the stop, and again Oklahoma trying to just change the whole buzz here and try to get up to the line. They need to now. There's only 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
And that style of defense, Brad, is first of all stop the run. We want to stop the run. Secondly, don't give up any deep play, any deep throws, big plays. And thirdly, takeaways. Get after takeaways and have some fun playing defense.
Comes a blitz again. White hangs in, though, and completes it across the middle to Travis Wilson. And Travis has a first down out near midfield, about the 48-yard line. Grudegood is the guy that put a big hit on Jason White again. Thursday night on ESPN, the PGA Tour's 2005 season begins. Vijay Singh, Tiger Woods, and the rest of the field go to Maui for a prime-time showdown at the Mercedes Championships. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Peterson still working at it, and he picked up about 5. So Adrian Peterson starting a little bit now to put some numbers together. 76 yards, but it's taken him 23 carries.
Yeah.
His longest run tonight has only been 12 yards.
They knew they would have to be patient with their running game. They knew they were going up against a strong defense against the run.
2nd and 5 over the middle, incomplete. And a nice play by Darnell Bing, though the ball was thrown behind Bubba Moses, the tight end.
We talked about all the players coming back on this SC team. 16 of the 22 starters. It's just the opposite for Oklahoma. This may be their last best chance at a national title because they lose 16 seniors, 8 on offense, 7 on defense, and they lose their punter. So they're going to have to redo this whole team, including their quarterback.
3rd down and 5. Sneaking up, thinking about a blitz. Here come the Trojans. White throws high, almost intercepted again. Mark Clayton, the intended receiver. Jason Leach was looking for the ricochet, and it's 4th down.
Well, there's no punting in this one. They got to go for it.
Only going to get their hands on it so many more times. Jason White, you know, he's a frustrated senior here.
I mean, you're across the 50. If you were backed up in your own territory, obviously you'd have to kick it away. But 4th and about what, 5 or 6 to go.
Yep. This time USC doesn't blitz. White throws. And Kewan Jones looks like he's short by that much. And Bob Stoops is
trying to help him.
Trying to get a couple more football lengths, but he's not going to. And it's going to be, they will bring the chain gang to look at it, but it looks like it's going to be going back over to the Trojans on downs.
Yeah, those coaches over there, they know.
And it is 2 lengths of the football short. USC will take over. Take a look from the blimp.
This will make you dizzy.
Yeah. From Stars and Stripes.
This is how Shaquille sees it. Oh, Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq was our coin toss guy tonight. He didn't flip it up in the air, just dropped it, and it was still higher than most referees throw it. Pete Carroll knows already, a minute 9 to go, that ADT championship trophy is going to be in his mitts pretty soon. And they will have, after having shared the national title a year ago, have it all to their lonesome this year.
The guy that picked that up and waved it last year was in the house tonight.
Yes, he was.
Nick Saban,
new head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Here's a counter. At least Lendell White makes it a counter on his own. And he gets across the 45 out to about the 47. With this dramatic a score, even though Auburn went 13-0 and a perfect season for them, and Coach Tubblegrove was with the guys on the halftime show, I don't think anybody's going to argue with USC being the national champ.
I think, I thought these two teams were pretty close coming in, and I thought they had the right two teams. I think Oklahoma just came up with a real dud here tonight.
Those two turnovers, the first two, I should say, just took all the momentum away. It was an easy touchdown on one after Mark Bradley decided he wanted to try to field a punt because he thought a USC player had touched it. And that was the beginning of the unraveling.
Yeah, but who forced that, Brad? I mean, Oklahoma just doesn't come out and make those on themselves. Right. SC had a lot of pressure on them on offense and defense. Even the opening drive that Oklahoma went down and scored offensively. I mean, SC defense was coming after them, and they hit some plays on that, and that was the best drive of the whole ball game for Oklahoma. They haven't played that well since.
Substitution infraction on the offense, breaking the huddle with 12 men, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So Boomer and Sooner and the Sooner Schooner, they might be heading to the tunnel.
They're heading back for their feet. They're going home.
20 years ago, they got penalized, remember?
Yeah, I do.
The Orange Bowl?
The old Orange Bowl.
It was Danny Bradley, Mark Bradley's dad, the quarterback for Oklahoma in that game, and Oklahoma was going to take a lead on a field goal in the second half. And there was a penalty for illegal procedure, and the Sooner Schooner went out on the field, and then they threw another flag, 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on those two little poor ponies.
Yeah.
And the next field goal was blocked.
Yeah. And Barry Switzer says, we didn't know there was any rules against the Schooner comes out on our field all the time. But now it's in the rule book.
It is in the rule book.
It's in the manual. The Orange Bowl manual for this game, page 73 to 75.
They've told all these horses what they can and can't do tonight. Right now, the horses are the Trojans, and it's no wooden horse, I'm telling you. It's very well alive at the end of 3 quarters. Playing for the national championship and well in hand. 48-10, the 4th quarter they think belongs to them. We'll find out. Our presentation of the FedEx Orange Bowl will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
The new Jeep Liberty Renegade. With Command Track 4-wheel drive, a 3.7-liter PowerTech V6 engine, and Jeep trail-rated capability, it never backs down from a challenge.
I want to return this stock.
Why?
It's very annoying. It just says the same thing over and over again. Go ahead, say it. Say it. Just once, say it. What?
What about him?
If you're hurt and can't work, you get cash for bills, rent, food from Aflac. Huh? Okay.
Aflac.
If you're hurt and can't work, you This is much better. At least I learned something.
Oh, now that's a flag if I've ever seen one.
You said it. Let's see that again.
He throws the book.
Looks like he's throwing a tantrum to me.
Oh, look at Super Nanny. She puts him on a naughty spot and saves the day.
She is unbelievable.
Amazing.
Super Nanny premieres Monday, January 17th.
Only on ABC.
Right now, over half our suits and sport coats are on sale. Plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shoes, shirts, and outerwear. 20 to 50% off. Now that's a sale. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse Winter Sale.
Right now, over half our suits and sport coats are on sale. Plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shoes, shirts, and outerwear. 20 to 50% off. Now that's a sale. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse Winter Sale. The most experienced sports team in the Bay Area.
Just about set for the fourth quarter, and during our commercial break, Mickey Mouse finally revealed his big surprise. Let's take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome everyone's pal, the one and only Mickey Mouse. In honor of the 50th anniversary of Disneyland Park, Mickey has a special surprise for each and every ticket holder at today's game. He wants to give each of you a complimentary ticket good for one visit to any Disney theme park worldwide. You just received a ticket to the biggest celebration in Disney history. What are you going to do next?
Sounds like fun about now.
Yeah, why are we over there?
The spectacular 50th anniversary celebration starts May 5th at all Disney theme parks worldwide. 48-10 as we head into the fourth and final quarter of the college football season, and right now the top-ranked team in the country looks all of that and then some.
It's the first 3 and out for USC all night.
Malone to punt, keeping it away from Antonio Perkins. That's about the
right over in that corner, yeah.
Same corner.
I got bad vibes of the ball bouncing around over there.
So he dropped it in there, and this time it's not fumbled away because nobody touched it. ABC's Wild Card Saturday starts with great regional action in the NBA. First, you'll see either the Knicks against LeBron and the Cavaliers, or the Nuggets take on the Spurs. That's Saturday at 1 Eastern, right here on ABC, home of the NBA Finals. Check the local listings for the game in your area. Then don't forget, the NFL playoffs kick off. Wild card doubleheader. Rams in Seattle trying to get the Seahawks for the third time this year. And the Jets in San Diego, 8 o'clock Eastern is game 2. NFL Wild Card Saturday. Coverage starts at 4 Eastern following the NBA on ABC. That's a lot of good sports. NBA and NFL Saturday on ABC. Here's a pass complete out to Travis Wilson. It'll bring up second down and about 6. First possession was picture perfect. 92 yards and a touchdown in 12 plays, just under 6 minutes. It was White to Travis Wilson for a touchdown, but in the last 8 possessions, nothing but 1 field goal. Travis Wilson again trying to wheel around and get to the first down sticks, and he's going to be a little bit short, about a yard short. Third down and 1 coming up. Lofa Tatupu in on another tackle, and the last time we checked he had 11 tackles. What a night he has had.
Yeah, he'll be back. He's just a junior.
His first name officially is Mosi Ula, which is his dad's name. His middle name is Mialofa Tatupu, and he's taken the middle name and making a name for himself. He's not just Mosi's little boy anymore.
Yeah, he's grown up. He's going to have his own ring.
Yep. Jason White to throw. Got it out to his tight end, Bubba Moses. Mosi Tatupu, the special teams player of the year, named after his dad, who had some great career with the New England Patriots. But Lofa Tatupu tonight, he has been all over the place. I know his dad's proud of him. We talked about the fact, won a conference crown with Maine in Division I AA when he was a freshman before transferring. He gave that ring to his mom, and then he gave the ring from last year, share of the national championship, to his dad. He says, you know, my sister's due some jewelry pretty soon. She might get the best ring of them all.
She'll get this one. They may get another one next year, the way this team is, John.
Could be, yeah. 12 tackles tonight. And out to the 49, a first down. Manny Wright comes off. Looked to be a little bit shaken up, having a great game on the defensive line for USC. Comes to the sideline. First and 10, 13 minutes to play. Jason White trying to hurry things up, trying to get some kind of offense going. Throws down the middle. It's intercepted. This one by Matt Grudegood. And one of the defensive captains and one of the stars of that linebacking core has yet another turnover.
Grudegood makes his 5th interception of the year.
And the third interception of the night suffered by Jason White, having another BCS nightmare.
You done me wrong. Done me wrong. So I'm moving on. Probably stay too long. Gonna be long gone.
For the 28th straight year, Ford was chosen more often than any other brand of truck, setting an all-time sales record.
Moving on. Yeah.
Look at that eyesore. That litter might as well be a shove to the elbow of a billiards player. A man picks up after himself. And, when called upon, after others. After all, the high life is a clean game. No slop.
Nokia 6255i. The word phone is so inadequate.
Coming to DVD.
Can you be perfect?
Move fast.
That's what I'm talking about!
Play hard. Score big.
The expectations couldn't be any higher.
One of the greatest sports movies ever made.
That's the way they play ball!
Friday Night Lights. On the DVD January 18th.
Only Red Lobster makes jumbo shrimp the way you crave it. Big, tender, sweet, crunchy, decadent. Choose your favorite right now at Red Lobster.
The Bachelorette takes on The Big Apple, a 2-hour premiere, Monday, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
ABC Sports coverage of the FedEx Orange Bowl continues.
The 71st FedEx Orange Bowl. Great job that the Orange Bowl committee did putting on this BCS National Championship game. Both teams have had a lot of fun in their time down here. It's just no fun right now if you're a Sooner or a Sooner fan, and it's jubilation time if you're a Trojan or a fan of the University of Southern California. Matt Leinart, the Heisman Trophy winner, has had a record-breaking night. 5 touchdown passes is a new Orange Bowl record. He gives it off to Lendale White. And White into the secondary. Lendale off to the races inside the 30. Down to the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. And the rich get richer.
It's a nice job up front of that offensive line. We mentioned it. We thought this might be a little bit of a soft spot. But Baker and Drake and Khalil and Latua and Latui up front. And Lendale White says, give me some time off, and I'll come back and run strong for you.
Gracie's over 100 yards, and that's the 18th play of 10 yards or longer tonight for USC. Wow, that's something. He stays in there as a tailback in the eye. On a first down, he'll get the call again. Lendale broke one tackle, got inside the 15 to the 14. Rufus Alexander made the stop. .324 yards passing for Matt Leinart. Lendale White over 100 yards rushing. Steve Smith and Dwayne Jarrett both over 100 yards receiving. You do it like that, you're not going to lose.
You know, and being around SC, you know, Keith and Dan and those guys do the games mostly out there, but we did one game this year. We went out and saw some practices being around Pete Carroll and Norm Chow, Lane Kiffin and Ed Orgeron and some of the guys. They really do it right. The kids are well behaved, they're well disciplined, and I was very impressed with the whole situation. I mean, first class operation all the way.
And it might be the beginning of a dynasty, really, when you think of sharing a title last year. Pete, just his 4th year. He's going to be 42-9 when this one's over. And the 53-year young head coach who has more fun. You know, before the game, At the end of practice, the walkthrough yesterday, he must have thrown passes for 20 minutes.
Oh, he loves it.
Before the game tonight, he did it for probably a half an hour. It's just funny to watch a head coach throwing the football around. I walked over to him and I said, "You don't have a bad arm for an old broken down defensive back." And he said, "Ness, I'm still working on it."
I said, so were you a quarterback? He says, it's a wannabe quarterback.
Wendell White down to about the 8-yard line, a yard short of the first down.
But you talk about somebody that didn't hit it off in the NFL, fired by the Jets, fired by the Patriots, was out of football for a year. You know, Mike Garrett tried to hire Dennis Erickson for this job. He didn't want it. Tried to hire Mike Riley for the job. He didn't want it. Tried to hire Bellotti. The two coaches at the Oregon schools, Oregon and Oregon State, both turned down the job at USC before it was offered to Pete Carroll. And as they say, the rest is history.
That's right. 4th and short. Lendale White's got the short. He might have the touchdown. Going to be a celebration penalty. I don't think they care. Matua even spiked it. They might get a couple celebration penalties. I don't know. Lendale White from 8 yards out for the touchdown. It just keeps piling up right now for USC. (54-10) with the extra point coming up. And there's Thunder doing it again, over 100 yards and a touchdown.
I just wonder when he could have practiced. How much sooner he could have practiced.
I think he stayed out of practice so he could get more interviews.
I think he was just playing that ankle along.
I think you're right. A little bit of sandbagging.
Look at the coach saying, now, don't you come next year and say, hey, my ankle hurts. Hey, coach, I'll be ready for the game. You got to work like the rest of those guys are working.
Here's going to be the penalty on the celebration, I'm sure. Steve Shaw, our referee tonight. These guys from the SEC done a nice job.
Yes, they have.
After the play, there were 2 fouls. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 21 on the offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 51 on the offense.
I told you.
Both fouls will be enforced on the kickoff.
That's going to be a pretty deep kick. Lendale was first with the dance.
Everybody at the house. Wax Joe. Didn't believe you. I see you. What's up, baby? Uncle Herm, what up, baby? Can we get this bit of background? We get the background here.
Quite a night. Over 1,000-yard night, over 100 yards in the single game tonight. And the extra point by Ryan Killeen is good. 9:46. A happy Heisman Trophy winner. We've got folks watching from all over the country, and we welcome them wherever they might be.
Hi, I'm Lance Corporal Eddie Chavez here from 3-1 Weapons Company. I want to give a shout out to USC. Go Trojans! Yeah!
Good news, men. Now we can sell our chimney caps directly to America. And we can get everything we need to make them from China. How are we going to do all that, then? FedEx will help us with all the shipping, even the complicated customs forms. What's wrong?
We don't have to give up our chimney sweep jobs, though, right?
Of course not. Don't be silly.
FedEx, helping take your small business to the world.
Your family tree just got a whole lot bigger. Now that Singular has joined forces with AT&T Wireless to bring you the largest calling community in America. Talk to any Singular or AT&T Wireless customer for free.
Hey, what's going on?
All 46 million of them. Add a member of your family tree to ours for just $9.99 a line. The new Singular, raising the bar.
They set up in the eye on this, the last play of the game. And here's the snap. Hand off to the tailback. Peterson tries the right side. Wow, what a hit. But he stays on his feet, and he's broken to the outside, and it's wide open. Touchdown. Give him a touchdown.
by anchoring a more powerful 6-liter Power Stroke diesel engine to its frame. We gave the new Ford Super Duty more pulling power than any other pickup. Enough to lug up to 19,200 pounds. Don't get in its way. This is the next Ford Super Duty. Built Ford Tough.
The FedEx Orange Bowl. This ABC Sports exclusive presentation brought to you by FedEx, proud sponsor of the BCS. Go Air, Go Ground, Go Football. The next Ford F-150, built Ford Tough. Thank you from Citi, a new kind of rewards program from a card you can count on. And Taco Bell, think outside the bun.
A happy USC band. Our FedEx Express passing yards and ground yardage tonight. Passing yardage USC 332, 100 more than Oklahoma. And the FedEx ground stats, USC 185. Oklahoma, Adrian Peterson and company have not been able to get on track. That was the main goal of the defense of Pete Carroll and his Trojans. Stop Adrian Peterson. If we can cut that off, we can force last year's Heisman Trophy winner to throw, and they have him. They've intercepted him 3 times. Here's the kick.
Look at this. They're
from
kicking from the
10-yard line.
They're kicking off from the 10-yard line because of the 2 unsportsmanlike conduct.
Look where Travis Wilson and Mark Bradley are there on the bottom of your screen. They're about at the 35-yard line. Here's the one hopper, and Bradley will take it at about the 31. Bradley into USC territory. It's going to be probably the best starting field position that they've had all night. It's too bad it's when they're down 55-10. Our Nokia team comparison statistically, everything in the favor of the Trojans. You can see over.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the bad one.
The 5 turnovers is what really turned this ball game around. Obviously, 31 points off those turnovers. So, you know, that's why coaches talk about it all the time. It's boring to hear it, but it is so true, and you've seen it here tonight.
My dad, Stevie T, what up?
Those total yard statistics were not correct. USC's got over 500 yards tonight in total offense. Peterson on the carry. Ronald Nunn brought him down. Adrian Peterson doesn't look like he's going to hit his century mark, as he did 11 times out of 12 games this year. But the future bright for him, obviously. And Norman. Just 9 minutes away, and the ADT Championship Trophy will be in the hands of USC to take back to the West Coast.
Hey, the second year in a row that Pete Carroll and the Trojans have gotten at least a share of it.
This time it'll be all theirs. Peterson got 4 more.
This is Pete's, what you say, 4th year,
right,
and his 2nd national championship back-to-back now that they can claim.
Speaking of Pete, there's Rodney Peete, former USC quarterback. Going to be a lot of celebrating going on. Sean Salisbury, we saw him down, our ESPN colleague, former Trojan, before the ball game. Paul McDonald, who works the radio broadcast for USC, the left-hander, another former USC quarterback. So a lot of those guys will be celebrating. They all have big smiles on their faces. Here's a quick screen, and that's all blown up by Darnell Bing.
Yeah, see, all the Trojans are making the plays, and the Clayton and all of the receivers for Oklahoma are standing around. It just who came to play tonight and who didn't.
Bob Stoops, who won a national title in just his 2nd year, now in his 6th season. He'll drop to 67-12, and this will be the first time they've lost all season long. And their motto this year was to finish, and they're going to finish the season, unfortunately for the Sooner fans, with another setback in a BCS national championship game.
Yeah, this is Bob Stoops' 3rd appearance in a national championship game in the last 5 years. They only won it once, but they've been in it the last 2 years and didn't win it.
And now they're going to say, they call touchback or say that ball went out at the 1-yard line?
It looks like it's out at the 1.
Wow. Reggie Bush and the rest of the Trojans in command. They have been really since the opening touchdown drive of the night. The trophy will be there shortly.
Fuel economy like a car. Cargo room and versatility like an SUV. The totally new Ford Freestyle. One vehicle, endless possibilities. Ford, built for the road ahead.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. With filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos. Designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
What are you supposed to be? I'm full.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a pirate.
Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
Reclaim your closet. Store your new stuff. You can at the Home Depot. With special buys on everything you need to be neater. And right now, get a free gift card worth up to $40 with select storage purchases. Plus, get no payments, no interest till January 2006 on everything in the store with your Home Depot or Expo consumer credit card. Get the know-how to make your dollars work harder this year. You can at the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Get stiff this Christmas? Now, get what you really want.
Hey, Lyle.
3 great comedies on DVD.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Get one or get all 3.
Sweet.
We have 170 kinds of beer from all over the world. Call me when you're ready.
I'm ready. Call the Sam Adams.
Yeah.
You can go around the world and not find a better beer than Samuel Adams. Always a good decision.
Interact with the game now on Enhanced TV at ESPN.com. Brought to you by Ford. An unprecedented 6 new vehicles right here, right now. Ford, built for the road ahead.
You look in from Stars and Stripes at Top Pro Player Stadium. Tracy Rockhold, our captain, giving us a great shots all night. All our aerial coverage courtesy of Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. And Captain, thanks for all the great pictures. Safe travels the rest of the night and on your way back home. USC at its own 1-yard line. And about a yard pickup for Desmond Reed. Let's check in with Lynn Swann.
Well, guys, one of the very top administrators for USC and the associate athletic director there in the burgundy shirt is Dr. Darrell Gross. Now, he is going to be the new athletic director for Syracuse University. And what a lot of people didn't understand or knew about the fact that Pete Carroll became the head coach at USC is that Darrell actually went out, saw Pete Carroll, and recruited him to USC. Mike Garrett signed him, but he went out and said, this is the kind of guy I think can be a good head coach at the University of Southern California. And he told me just this evening, and that's close to being a safety.
It is.
And it is. That's one way for Oklahoma to get a few points.
I guess so.
But just to finish it up, he said, as the athletic director for Syracuse, he's going to go out and try and replicate what he did at Southern California. Find another defensive coordinator / college head coach, NFL head coach kind of person. He said he's got about 4 or 5 people in mind, but he says he wants Syracuse to come back in football and dominate.
Well, that'll be the last night he'll be wearing a Cardinal golf shirt. Carson Palmer behind him. As he'll be the new athletic director at Syracuse. He'll be wearing Syracuse orange. Safeties made it 55-12. I think there's probably a penalty on Matt Leinart, too, for spiking the football in disgust. We'll find out about that when we come back.
You say you were at a bar with some friends, and these guys just came out of nowhere and took your Bud Light.
Yeah, that's right. And they gave you this.
You think you can pick them out of a lineup?
Oh, yeah. That's them.
4, 5, 6, step forward.
Run!
Some people will do anything to get the great taste of Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Trailers don't have anti-lock brakes, crumple zones, or airbags. That's why we designed the new Ford Super Duty with the only integrated trailer brake controller, part of our exclusive tow command system. Because what good is towing a 19,200-pound trailer if you can't control it? This is the next Ford Super Duty, built Ford tough.
The Nokia 9300. Doing more with less is so 2005.
Tomorrow on ABC, 2 critically acclaimed shows, 1 unforgettable night. Lost.
Where are you?
Television's best new drama is back with an all-new episode.
No!
Then, the new season of Alias arrives.
If the 2 of you go out on this mission, only 1 of you will return home alive.
2 great shows, 1 night, 1 network. Tomorrow starting at 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
The AT&T Championship Trophy was the goal of both teams tonight. And while Oklahoma took a touchdown lead, after that, it was all top-ranked Trojans throughout the game. Frustration on the part of the Sooner defenders. They couldn't stop the stars like Reggie Bush, Dwayne Jarrett, Steve Smith, and especially Matt Leinart, to the big smile of head coach Pete Carroll. His team en route to the BCS National Championship with 6.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Back live at Pro Players Stadium, Matt Leinart. About the only thing he's been disgusted with tonight is he was just knocked down for a safety
first
because
mistake of the night
of a bad mishandle in the backfield in the end zone. So now the free kick coming up, and the punt goes to the 33 to Brandon Jones, and Brandon gets back across midfield to about the 49 of the Trojans. Stronger than a screaming brat and more powerful than a terrible toddler. It's Super Nanny. She's helping parents, saving the world one family at a time. Super Nanny premieres Monday, January 17th at 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
How's our NYPD Blue? Is that...
we'll get back to that next week because we took their time slot.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
And its final season, Dennis Franz, Sipowicz, and our favorite. I don't know what Bob and I are going to do, quite frankly, on Tuesday nights starting next year.
Tuesday nights at 10. I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, we just should go to sleep. We're getting old.
Well, they'll have some reruns.
Well, yeah, they'll have a good show in that slot sometime, I'm sure, after it's over. Jason White to throw out Travis Wilson. And Travis out of bounds 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down, a pickup of 7. As we're down to just a little over 6 minutes remaining in the ballgame. You got to feel bad for Jason White. The main reason that he came back this year after winning a Heisman Trophy, though a lot of people don't anticipating him as being a high draft choice at a quarterback spot in the National Football League. But he said, I didn't want that sour taste in my mouth in the Big 12 championship game last year and then the BCS title game in the Sugar Bowl and the loss to LSU, because he threw 4 interceptions in those 2 games and no touchdowns, and he felt like he let his teammates and the Sooner fans down. So he came back, 6th year of eligibility because of the medical hardship of having knee surgery twice, and came back, and he was so excited. As you said, you don't get many chances to have a mulligan, and he had it tonight, and he hit it out of bounds, unfortunately. But he's not the only one.
No, he had a do-over, and he came in tonight, and they didn't get it done. Last year, the defense was LSU. Nick Saban's defense, they were really good. The corners were NFL-type corners, and tonight, they really felt like they could throw on these corners. Wyatt on one side and Wright on the other, and they have not.
And here's some open field now down the sideline inside the 10 is DJ Wolf, the freshman. And getting a little playing time and a nice run. That's the best run of the night for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Thomas knocked him out. So first with the safety, and now with what might be a touchdown coming up, you take away a little bit of the difference on the scoreboard, but it's not going to be that way. Even if they score a touchdown, it's not going to matter.
Well, SC's got their backups, their second-string defensive line, and the whole secondary and defensive line in there.
the gun at the 12-yard line. Jason White, handoff, Wolf again. Oh, man. Took a couple hits that time. And very little gain, if any, on the play. As we work our way down, they're starting to unbox those BCS National Championship FedEx Orange Bowl title T-shirts.
You know, this SC team is going to be strong, and I can't see. They lose one coach. Ed Orgeron is going to Mississippi as the head coach, but as long as they have Pete Carroll being the head coach and defensive coordinator, and Norm Chow running the offense, and that great supply of talent and recruiting out of the state of California, I don't see this going down. There's our Ed Orgeron.
We wish him luck with his new head coaching job in the SEC.
He was a coach here at University of Miami for a number of years. Had a couple of championship rings with Miami.
Kenny Norton Jr., who Shaq talked about a little while ago, just came into your picture. Great linebacker in his own right in the professional ranks. Good coaching staff. They have a lot of fun. They work hard, and it's all paid off for them, hasn't it?
It really does. Really, they have fun.
Reynolds goes out in motion, the fullback. Jason White to the end zone. Touchdown, Travis Wilson. Good for Travis. He's stuck in there. He's made a lot of catches tonight, and he gets in the end zone, and it just makes the score look a little more not so hard to look at, I guess you should say, for the Sooners.
It doesn't matter what the score is. Bob Stoops, it hasn't been a pleasant night for him, but you know, it's tough. You win games during the season, and you come up and you lose the championship game last year. You come back and you do everything right this year. You win the Big 12 championship. You go through the Big 12, and here you come in against. There's no question in my mind that USC is the best team in the nation.
And Mike Garrett, the athletic director, hugging his head coach and going back just to make sure to hug him again. And we'll be back. Jubilation on the Trojan sideline. They're just 4 minutes away from handling that ADT championship trophy.
For him.
Yeah, 5 touchdown passes. Orange Bowl record, 332 yards.
All that nonsense about the Heisman Trophy winner can't win.
Yeah, the jinx thing.
The bowl game, can't win the national championship. He put that aside, didn't he?
He sure did.
And didn't Larry Burdine from Oklahoma say he was overrated? I think he must have been just kidding. Right?
Yeah, I think he was too. Well, there's no kidding around about this team. They're that good. And tonight they were better than good. Trey DiCarlo will kick, the good hands team for USC. They've got everybody within 20 yards of the upcoming kick. And they're going to kick away. And it goes out of bounds. That's just a microcosm of how things have gone tonight. Gee whiz. Well, Swanee touchdown. Burdine's quote about Matt Leinart. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, but he hasn't been driving them, or he hasn't been winning games up until the last 4 or 5 games. Reggie Bush has been their difference and playmaker, and he said that Matt was overrated. Well, I don't know. 5 touchdown passes tonight gives Matt Leinart 33 for the year, and it gives him 71 for his career. And I heard Aaron Taylor ask Carson Palmer at halftime, what do you think about him coming back and breaking your record? Boy, you know, I know the San Francisco 49ers are going to get the #1 draft choice, and they'd probably like to keep that kid in California if he wanted to be a quarterback. But I'd sure like to see him come back next year, I'll tell you that much.
Well, who do you think is going to be ranked #1 at the beginning of the year?
I'd say maybe this team, whether Matt Leinart's there or not.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, if he's not, the 2 backups, Castle and Brandon Hance, are both 5th-year seniors, so they're graduating. If Leinart leaves, it goes back down to
Booty.
John David Booty.
Yep.
Would be and they've got a new freshman coming in. I think they're happy about. So they got all kinds of talent.
And they're getting ready to get their coach wet too in the last 3.5 minutes. And Pete's having a great time over there, and why not? He's an excitable coach. The players just love being around him. He makes even the drudgery of practice fun, and nobody has more fun, I don't think, than him. And boy, this is a night to have fun, that's for sure, as we're down to 3 minutes. Todd?
Well, you talk about how fun it is to be around Pete Carroll. He's got an infectious attitude. His players love him. But you might say he's crazy like a fox. During the middle of summer, the dog's days and two-a-days, Pete Carroll decides to shake things up, which he's known to do in practice a lot of times. So he walks across the street to the aquatic center at USC, says everyone's going to jump off, I'll go first. And that's no small jump. Crazy like a fox, indeed.
Yep, no doubt.
And he knows that water's coming, too. But somebody's going to come up and grab and hold him until and let Drake and the other guys hit him with the water.
Run on 3rd down. I want to thank all the folks as you're getting ready to see Pete get wet. That makes our job so much fun and give us so much help. That's actually Coach Arjun that got doused.
Because he's leaving. They got him.
The top spotter in the country is a man to my right, my good friend Clint Deans. The #1 statistician in the world is PTR, Patrick McGrath. Our production manager is Jenny McIver. Joe Caracone's our tech manager. Our stage manager, Mike Locker, and Jimmy Hatter joined us tonight. Our scorebug operators, Paul Barnes. Computer graphics by Anthony Holman and Mark Amento. Kay Schumacher with her magical fingers bringing us a lot of those graphics. The assistants of the producer, Tom Wicks. Julie Norman, who took better care of us than we deserve this year. And Joe Zucco. Our associate director is Dick Ellis. Associate producers, Matt Marvin and Derek Mobley. Here's a punt. Letting this one go, which is something they should have done earlier in the ball game. And it's going to be a touchback. Our technical director is Brad Rowe. Our game tonight directed by Patty Mack, Patrick McManus, and our game produced by Bruce Clark, the coordinating producer of college football, who joined us tonight. Good to have him with us, Bob Goodrich. Senior producer is Bob Toms. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Mike Pearl. And the president of ABC Sports and ESPN is George Bodenheimer. These are all the folks that have been with us all year. And while one coach got wet, Pete says, I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. Oh, boy. The celebration is 92 seconds away. And we want to congratulate the teams that made it through undefeated. Utah. Urban Meyer now will move to Florida. Coach Tuberville in Auburn. I got a lot of friends that are Auburn fans and alum. They're going to be 13-0, but they're going to be number 2, I think, because this 13-0 USC team has just been too good tonight, I think, to change anybody having a vote to change, I'm sure.
I think back over the years to the teams that went undefeated that didn't win national championships. I think of Penn State. They did it 3 times, I think. In '73, they were undefeated. You know, Joe Paul, he won it a couple of times, but there was 3 other times he went undefeated and didn't win a national championship.
And on the other side, Dan Cody trying to help some of the younger guys and say, you know what, we did pretty well. We went 12-1. We won the Big 12 championship. We got back to the title game. It just wasn't enough tonight. And, you know, our hats are off to Bob Stoops and his staff, too. To get here, to go 12-0, to get to a national championship, it takes so much work and so much blood and guts. But tonight,
get on that red eye,
USC is going to be the team that's going to come out on top.
Now, Tommy Tuberville, big congratulations to him and his Auburn Tigers and the way Tommy has carried himself and handled this whole situation with class.
And Jason White, thanks for coming back after your Heisman Trophy last year. We've appreciated seeing you one more season in college football, and the best of luck to you and your girlfriend and your baby daughter on whatever the future might hold in professional football or whatever else comes after that. So a dominating performance by USC. Their band just ready to light it up here pretty soon. And everybody set to head out on the field. They couldn't get enough hands in there to get those national championship caps out of that box and those T-shirts out of that box. Pretty soon they'll all be down there with Swanee to hoist the 71st FedEx Orange Bowl trophy. Your BCS national champions, the Trojans of USC. A perfect season at 13-0, and let the celebration